Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the state of Texas, but especially here in our great city of Houston, visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. We have a really exciting show planned for you this week. And as always, riding shotgun with me is my co-host. Not only is he a Texas real estate broker, a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur known the world over as the Texas real estate king, man, holding it down for us on a Thursday in the middle of the summertime. And I know that's tough. Mr. Larry W. Brooks, what's going on?
Hey, we in the building, man.
Hey, look.
Oh, there it goes. I was wondering where my applause disappeared to there for a moment.
Right.
You know, don't spoil me with it and then take it away from me. That's my energy throughout the weekend. That get me going through the weekend.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for holding it down with me this week, man. It's great, man, because today's episode, man, is something as far as an idea for a show format that we have been kicking around amongst each other for a while now.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to bring that to our audience because for the first time here on the Prime Real Estate Network, we're going to take some time to review the July edition of the Texas Realtor magazine. For those in our audience who may not know, Texas Realtor magazine is a magazine that comes out monthly, gives all the realtors in the great state of Texas all the latest and greatest as far as information, insights, tips, and tidbits as far as how to take their real estate career to the next level. I want to ask you this, Mr. Brooks, as somebody who's been licensed in the state of Texas for as long as you have. What are your first memories as far as getting the Texas Realtor magazine, and how many issues have just come across the Brooks and Davis real estate office over the years, you think? And you know, the consistency of it all is something that when we have new agents over at Brooks and Davis real estate firm, we talk to them a lot during new agent training.
Facts.
Consistency is the key, and that's one of the things that in this month's edition of the Texas Realtor they talk about.
Consistency.
My goodness, it's a part of the article that talks specifically about consistency, being active online, and using more video. So, of course, if they would have had these resources at our fingertips when we were new agents, we would apply them and put those into action immediately.
I agree.
But as far as the consistency and the activity online, who would you credit as far as exposing you to the importance of that?
Man.
Or is it that you it's not one person, or was it just an overarching educational thing? You know,
I think that for me, what really stood out is that I've always wanted to be on the front line. Like I've always wanted to be in the beginning process of something because that's where you get the best of your returns from it. And so when it comes to even just being in front on the social media platform, it's just exposure. You know, I always understood one thing about being in sales, because real estate is still sales, right? It's communication, is knowledge, but it's still sales. And so when it comes to sales, people need to see you every day. People need to see the consistency. You have got to get in front of people, and you can't go past. You got to get over the fact of feeling like your business is in front of people too often, or you're talking about what it is you do too often. Listen, you're an entrepreneur. You self-employed. These people need to know on a daily, consistent basis, just like Coca-Cola is on their TV every day and Pepsi is on their TV competing every day. You need to be in front of them every day if you're going to take your line of work serious, and that really stands out.
See,
that's why I wear that social media out.
Because
if I ain't in your timeline by now, it's a problem.
And once again, and for those who are just tuning in, what Larry and I are discussing is the July 2021 edition of the Texas Realtor magazine. That I read the Texas Realtor every month because it comes to my house, but also I feel like I'm paying for it within our, you know what I'm saying?
You don't feel like it, you are.
You know what I'm saying? You paying for it in your membership dues, so I feel like I should at least give it some eyeball every month. But this month's issue was heavily focused on marketing. I feel as if the professionals and the realtors have spoken, and we need more ideas. We need to expand our outreach.
And it's big on that too, Rick, because we're living in new times, right? We're living in times where exposure is everything. Buyers have access to everything. Sellers have access to everything. But what they don't have access is the knowledge that comes through the training as a Texas realtor, right? And so what happens with the magazine, it helps you to continue to build on the training that you've received since you're in your career in this real estate game. But most importantly, being out in front where someone can find out who you are, do a little bit of research to know, to find out about your knowledge is everything. That's why you see such a heavy focus on that. And so I know that in one part we're going to talk a little bit more in detail in a moment about other areas that they are actually speaking about, not just listings, but just really exposing yourself as a advocate for real estate and
Absolutely.
a knowledgeable person for real estate.
You know, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because when we come back from our break, we're going to talk about how important it is to help build a larger platform online from a video content perspective. Because another article in this month's Texas Realtor that I really thought was important is that they speak on how important it is for real estate professionals to have a presence on YouTube.
That's right.
And a YouTube channel. So we're going to talk about some of the things we've been doing and some of the things that are on the horizon for the Prime Real Estate Network.
Let's go.
I want to thank everyone for tuning in.
Especially when I visit Champion School of Real Estate, I always talk to the realtors about ways to continue on a daily basis to grow their business. And I'm always telling them, you pick up the HAR magazine, you pick up the Texas Realtor magazine.
Yeah.
Those are your daily reads to pour into your business, pour into your mindset, right? And then, of course, you follow the Prime Real Estate Network.
Absolutely, man, because the Texas Realtor magazine this month, and I was mentioning before our break, is that I just felt like this month's edition spoke to me. It seemed like just about every article in this month's edition was something that we talk about publicly, privately, or that we put into practice. And I urge everyone, when you check out this month's edition of the magazine, to check out the article that they talk about why it's so important for real estate professionals to start their own YouTube channel. Now,
okay. Talk about it, because here's the thing. I don't know if everyone out there knows, but you were really the visionary on the Prime Real Estate Network. You were the visionary that was like, hey, Larry, we could do this. Right. You know what I mean? So talk a little bit about because this was before this article, right? I
mean, we've been recording 3 seasons now, man.
3 seasons
we're
in.
3 seasons deep, and it just was, it filled my heart to see that, we were trailblazing a path that other people could take advantage of. I think sometimes those who set the example sometimes don't get the notoriety of those that come behind them and have the luxury of following an example. But what I took from the article that I felt like that was the most useful for me was that all the same things that we discussed when we were initially planning to start a podcast, like the need for a larger platform online, the need to have online video content that we create and we can control how it's distributed.
Yes, sir.
Those things from a real estate perspective, especially when you're an entrepreneur, business owner, and you are going out and you're fighting that tough fight to get your own part of that market.
I agree.
I feel like it separates what we're doing from a lot of the other brokerages and a lot of the other real estate professionals. So that's one of the things that I was really excited about, which just led me to feel like, well, maybe this week we need to just start talking about some of the other things we have on the horizon. Because